What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another mind-bending episode of the Center Beacon. Today, we discuss on this episode Test Server 2.6.0. They have given us another new robot to take a look at. It's a prototype, obviously very early in its development stage, has no skin. I'm just kind of calling it a rush bot. They're calling it like a prototype, rush prototype. So this robot's kind of his shtick is that it's not terribly unlike a Rogatka, and instead of jumping, he kind of like leaps in whichever direction you send him in. It's kind of like a cross between like a skip and a jump type thing. You're not going to get really on top of anything with his special ability, but you can cover a hell of a lot of ground with his rush ability, which the cooldown pretty much just, it fires almost immediately. I think the cooldown's like 5 or 6 seconds. And it is really something. I like this bot. I feel like this one's coming in pretty well balanced. You can see the stats here. I'm going to show you briefly. Give you a quick tour of the aesthetics. Pretty cool looking. I kind of like, I'm digging the upper part of it. The little, feather-looking things in the back, they look like maybe they might articulate at some point, perhaps when he uses his special ability or something. I thought that was kind of cool. I like how the weapons are offset. They're not totally even. I think that lends, a nice bit of design element to the aesthetics of the thing. So we're going to get into the action here. You can see here's the rush ability. Now, once you hit that button, you're going in that direction until he stops and you regain the ability to change direction. So bear that in mind. You don't want to send yourself off in a direction that, you didn't mean to go, because you're gonna leap a good 30, 40, 50 meters in that direction and be stuck there. So hopefully it's someplace you want to be. So I'm just kind of seeing, how quick can I get out of spawn? I capture a couple of beacons. I got a Rhino there with some Orkans. And you can see that quickly, now this guy's playing oddly. It's test server, what are you going to do? So I think he's trying to capture the beacon, or thinks he is, or something. So he's kind of just hanging out. He's not being very aggressive. And so I decided to kind of see what this thing can do. Can I go toe-to-toe? He's got the Magnums and the Orkans. He's trying to keep his shield up, but you can see how quickly I can get in behind this guy. And it's difficult to track. And when you go flying all over the place every couple of seconds, it's really difficult for them to maintain a lock on you. It breaks the target lock. It's equally difficult for you to also stay locked on them. You can see twice now it broke my target lock as well, but I like this because it sort of introduces like a new skill meta. There's things with, jumping robots that you have to master. There are things with, the Rhino obviously has, aspects of its special ability that you kind of need to practice with. Here we're going to take a look at just a one-on-one with a big old fat, nasty, mean, ugly Lance. He's got Orkans, he's got a Thunder. Again, playing cautiously, not exactly intelligently, but, he thought he was good there. And then boom, I eat up 2/3 of his health, and then I zip out of there, and if I wanted to, I could be gone. I mean, this thing is so fast, I think it said, 60 kilometers an hour. And when you hit that rush button, you're just gone, man. You just start to disappear. And if I didn't want anything more to do with this guy, I could get away from him. But this thing is so quick, you can see I've barely taken any damage there. I can just finish this guy off. And as quickly as you get out of range, you can leap into range a lot quicker than he thinks that you're going to be able to, and just put it right back on him. So he collected up those 2 beacons, but then here I am, just, I can get him right back. So I found this thing to be particularly fun to run. Now, I know some people have complained. Some people, it seems like anymore, like every time they introduce something new, it's like, oh, well, this, and I don't like this, and it's going to imbalance that and everything. And I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. We've seen this before. We saw it with Rhinos when they were introduced. We saw it with recently Lances. Everybody and their brother's got a Lance. Now that the Ansel got buffed, everybody's got an Ansel. I'm just leaving the beacon behind because I wanted to see if I could chase this guy down. I think it's a little Jesse or something over there. And I wanted to see what I could do. So, I don't really have a problem with a new design like this, with a new special ability that we kind of haven't seen before. This setup I did not care for. You know, when I did up the loadouts, I'm like, all right, you know, what seems like it would be good. I didn't think ballistic weapons. This guy, like, you know, he wants to get up in your face type thing. But with the Tulumbuses, you know, I was kind of thinking, all right, let's hit him from range and then we could bounce out. Unfortunately, 2 Tulumbuses really don't do a whole lot of damage by themselves, and the reload is, you know, it takes like a week to reload the thing. It's ridiculous. So I would not recommend this setup particularly. So just trying to, like, you know, just running around, seeing what I can do. I can collect up beacons. I think that's a like a Trident Fury or some such over there. Just seeing what I can do. You can see he eats all those Tulumbuses. I barely put a dent in that thing. So really, this loadout is kind of a waste in my opinion. Maybe that's the Trident Fury. I don't know. There's something over there on the left, but whatever it was, he didn't take a whole lot of damage. And you can see their Zeus's will heat this guy up pretty quick. You'll get lit up pretty good and lose dang near half your bot there with just one salvo from a maxed Zeus Fury. So, but you know, I can come over here and get the beacon. So, you know, this, what I tended to find was that Orkans, great. Terrans, pretty great. And then a little bit later in the video, I will show you the much maligned, often misunderstood, and very lonely ECU shield. That's right. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, I put ECUs on this thing because I'm thinking, all right, this thing is so fast. You can get around the map so easily. You know, he's pretty much could be like the ultimate beacon runner. Because I believe when you account for this rush ability, if they don't mess with it, it'll make him like the fastest bot in the game, or at least in terms of like covering the most ground in the shortest amount of time. Now there you can see I ate a face full of trebuchets, unfortunately. Didn't recognize what that guy was until he ate my face off there, but we're going to deal with him in a moment. You stay tuned. So, you know, you can see how quickly this guy can get around. It's great for dodging. I think I got some clips coming up too where, you know, he's dodging some stuff and just really using his mobility to his advantage. And here, unlike most bots, you know, I wouldn't be able to close with this guy. And I get in here with the Terrans, and I just light this guy up. I mean, he's just hating life right now. He doesn't understand. You know, he's rocking his Treb Fury totally maxed that he's probably been dreaming of, you know, for a long time. I can't run it on live because it takes forever and a day, you know, to level it all up, and it's super expensive. And here was his dream, and I just squashed it. I had to squash it. I had to take his dream from him and just crumble it up and throw it on the ground and kick it. You know, because that's what I do. And even with crippled legs, not much bot left. I'm over here collecting up this beacon after taking out their long range, so not too bad. The other thing I forgot to mention about this too is if you notice a pattern for the highly observant amongst you, these are 3-on-3 matches, and I thought this was a pretty good move by Pixo. I had virtually no wait times trying to get matches, which makes testing pretty awesome. Because previously, you know, you might wait a minute or two, sometimes longer, depending on the time of day. And this was really cool. By limiting, it seems, the matches to 6 players total, 3 on each side, you can still test, you can still play. It's actually kind of cool because there's not, like, every time you turn a corner, there's 8 dudes waiting to, like, you know, mob you. But it made for pretty fun matches, too, just the 3-on-3. But by splitting basically all of the testers, you know, in half like that, then you get more matches. So here's a little dueling one-on-one with a dude running the same thing I've got. And you can kind of see where I was talking about the skill meta comes into play. You know, you're ducking, you're dodging. When you're on a reload, it's great to tap that rush button or dash or whatever they're calling it. And, you know, make the guy miss and kind of preserve, you know, what you can for hit points while you're on a reload. You know, right there I get behind the guy. You know, he's trying to get away from me. I got him almost finished off. And then finally I can put this guy down and cap the beacon. I thought the balance of the bot was just fine. The hit points and the speed felt right to me. This guy, if he gets caught in the open by anything with some real firepower, he's going to get lit up bad. He's going to melt. Super squishy. You know, so that speed rush is his only real defense. I mean, you're talking 150,000 hit points. It's not, you know, like you're running a Gareth necessarily. He's not that thin, but, you know, he's no shield, you know, no nothing. Just that ability to run every couple of seconds. You can see I caught a triple Zeus Fury there. Thanks, non-testing partner. I got something for you, too, here in a second. You know, guys running their fantasy hangers, I guess. And so I eat this dude's face pretty good because he made me mad. Because it was like every time I turn the corner, somebody's got a triple something Fury. Honestly, it's test server. Go get one on live. Seriously. So sneak up behind this guy. He turns around and takes me out. But you can see in that last clip the ability to get to their ranged bots is surprisingly good with how quick this guy is. So then I got the clever idea of, like, what if I put ECUs on this thing? Now you can tell the geometry's off. They probably didn't account for this too much. Might be adjusted, dialed in. Kind of wonky looking. But, I'm thinking, okay, I was getting lit up by Zeus's. You can get lit up by trebuchets. Bonk, right into the thing there. I'm still learning my skills with this thing. So, I thought, okay, let's put some ECUs on there and basically become like the ultimate beacon runner, which he kind of is. If they leave him like this, he kind of will be. We'll be seeing these things fly all over the place like a super Cossack, And I didn't really mind the fact that you can't really jump up on anything. If you'll notice in some of these clips, you can, like, if you catch like a terrain feature just right, he'll kind of pop up. Could be something else you could master there. I don't know if you could get that to work to your advantage or not. But mostly, we're just talking, he's moving, parallel to the ground at a very high rate of speed. The guy with the Hydras, annoying, but I got the ECUs on there. So, I turned the ECU into the guy. The Hydras are bouncing off those things. He's chasing me around. Not a lot I can do except go collect beacons and whatnot. But that's kind of the point. And just trying to demonstrate, what an absolute... There's another really super precise jump on my part. I'll edit that out before the final version. Don't worry, they'll never see that. Don't worry, Ego. You're safe. Your honor's going to be intact. This is only going to be the best jumping clips that I gathered out of the entire test session. But and that's what I like about it. It's a little bit of a new dynamic. We all kind of learn the jumping parts of, like, the different robots and stuff, and then you start to you master the Rhino and the way his special ability works there. That time I cleared the little overhead obstacle and didn't knock myself in the head like a big moron. But so I kind of like that this is a little bit of a new skill. And you can see here, okay, this guy's got whatever it is, Molochs or something loaded up. Now you will notice I do eat a lot of damage into the legs because the way these shields are sitting, it's not protecting everything. He can look at my butt, and he can shoot me all he likes right there. Just continue to stare at my butt. I'm trying to take your beacon. I don't know what that was. I think I kind of took that personally. It was like, he's okay, like, now, honestly, you're going to run into me. You're gonna shoulder check me. But as you can see, no effect. 0 damage. So, that guy, he's shamed publicly. You probably won't see him again on test server. But, yeah, so let's see. I covered the loadouts. I got my beacon runner here. I liked the cooldown. Effective counters. What I found, I showed you the Triple Zeus Fury. It locks on. So if he gets you locked on, and as long as there's nothing in between you and him, it's going to tag you up. Oh, in this clip, too, you can see how quickly I can get out of spawn, and I can grab a couple of beacons, like, super fast. And then I'm going to try to get across this big, old, long map that normally takes, like, a day and a half to walk across. And I'm going to go try to get their flank spawn over there, where the guy that has the face, and this is a family channel, so I won't describe to you what that face is actually implying, but it's not nice, okay? Let's just put it that way. This Christmas, his stockings are going to be filled with coal and nothing cool like brand new beacon getting awesome robots like this guy. Interesting to say, I gotta come up with a name for this guy. I don't know what would you call this guy? Maybe in the comments, if we actually want to behave like an actual YouTube channel, give me some ideas for names so I can call this thing. Like with the prototype heavy weapon from I don't know, probably a month or two ago, I was showing you guys. That thing, it just reminded, I dubbed it the Reaper, you know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty cool. This guy, I don't know. Maybe you can help me think of something cool, something tough. Again, I'm going to show this guy my butt. He can just continue to shoot my butt for all I care. So Zeus Fury, Treb Furies would be effective if you time the jump. Again, skill, sorry, it's a thing. People are going to complain, oh, he jumps too fast. But, well, then you time the jump, just like anything else. Quad Gek Patton would be another effective counter that I think, you could, have that consistent beam, on the guy. So, very similar to the Rogatka, but better, I think. I don't know what's going on, and somebody kind of raised the point of, like, why didn't they just improve the Rogatka, even though they just did? They made them a little tougher and a little faster, But this thing, I don't know, a hell of a lot more effective than a Rogaka currently, in my opinion. Now, we'll see what the nerf gods have in store and if they decide to, to dial this guy back or what they're going to do. But I liked him just the way he was. So that's going to be about it for this video. Quick look at this thing. I hope you guys get something out of that if you can't play it yourself or if you're not on test server. And also, too, I get 9 million questions. Not really 9, it's more like 4. But if you don't know how to get on test server, check the description in any one of my videos. It will give directions there how to get on and join, and you can test too. So I will see you next time at the Center Beacon.